Roblox Bedwars Kits. A game mechanic that really skyrocketed Bedwars to what it is now. Kits are special characters that players can use to obtain certain abilities, items, and passives in the game. Kits can be obtained from Robux, bed coins, or formerly from the Battle Pass. Some of these kits are absolutely broken, but others really rarely see the light of day. However, over the 106 kits Bedwars has now, one has been set apart from the others, the Yuzi kit. Before this kit came out, there were only two mobility kit options, Jade and Void Region. Jade was obtainable from the Season 1 Battle Pass, and it allows you to buy a hammer from the shop that lets you dash and knock opponents upwards. The Void Region kit, which came out in the Christmas update of 2021 for nearly 1500 Robux, is similar to the Jade kit but allows for healing instead of knockback. Both of these kits were extremely strong at the time, receiving many nerfs, but many players didn't have them due to them being unobtainable. So to fix this, Bedwars added a new mobility kit on January 28th, 2022, the Yuzi kit. The Yuzi kit originally came out as part of the 2022 Lunar New Year bundle for 1000 Robux, and it gave the Yuzi kit as well as an exclusive skin and emotes which are now highly sought after. Upon release, the Yuzi kit was received well enough, but it was a largely unremarkable kit, and not too many people used it. Once the bundle left and the kit was reduced to 399 Robux though, more people started to use it. However, it would be until around mid-February of 2022 when players started to realize the kit's full potential. Nowadays the Yuzi kit can only do 4 dashes before a cooldown starts, and the dashes are slowly regenerated. However, back then there was no cooldown, meaning players could dash with only around 4 seconds in between each activation. This made Yuzi quite literally unstoppable, as it was incredibly difficult to catch a Yuzi player, as they could outrun you for the entire game, creating a very frustrating experience. You guys also have to remember that gloops weren't a thing back then, and many players didn't always have the necessary loot or skill to catch a Yuzi player. Part of what made Yuzi so broken at this time was its versatility. I think part of what makes both the Yuzi and the electro kit so broken, at least in their prime, is the fact that they can be used in any situation and still be good, while most kits shine in early or late game or in specific game modes. Yuzi players could unexpectedly dash towards you, dealing knockback and damage that was hard to come back from. As you can imagine, Yuzi became an extremely popular kit once players caught on, and I remember a time when 3/4 of players were using this kit every game, every mode. This became a huge headache for a lot of people, and the kit slowly became more and more hated as it grew in popularity. Around this time, Void Region and Jade also received massive nerfs to their jump distance, making Yuzi basically the only mobility kit in the game that was effective at, well, mobility. Making the kit even more broken was the fact that dashing against a wall could damage players. This is still a mechanic, but it was all the more frustrating when it was happening to you every single game. Something I think a lot of people forget is that Easy.gg wasn't always as kind-hearted as they are now. They've always been a great studio in my opinion, and nowadays Bedwars is pretty free to play friendly with the introduction of bed coins, but back then, Easy.gg was making an unfathomable amount of money from the Yuzi kit. This was prime Bedwars player count and every player was buying this kit. Because of this, it took them an entire month and a half to give any changes to the Yuzi kit, and with Season 4 on the horizon, it also just wasn't their main focus, so players had to suffer through every match being filled with the Yuzi kit. When a change was finally made to Yuzi, it actually made the kit even stronger. The change that came out along with Season 4 made it so Jade, Void Region, and Yuzi could no longer buy telepearls, further nerfing their mobility. However, Jade and Void Region had already fallen out of favor, so this change completely killed those kits, while making the already popular Yuzi kit become truly the face of Bedwars. It might seem like this kit was here to stay. I mean, it completely dominated Bedwars for several months at a time, unlike any kit in the game's history. But you couldn't be more wrong. You see, shortly after Season 4 came out, the Yuzi kit started to get nerfed slowly but surely in every update. The swords became more expensive, the limit of 4 dashes was introduced, and the Lassie kit was buffed to completely counter Yuzi. Due to this, the amount of Yuzi players was slowly dropping, but it wasn't over just quite yet. The Yuzi kit was still the most popular kit in the game by far, even so much so that the victorious Yuzi skin was added as a reward for Nightmare players in Season 4. During Season 5, the Yuzi kit remained pretty untouched, still being a very popular kit in both casual play and ranked, but not quite as dominant as it once was. For Bedwars, Season 5 was one of the game's best seasons and by far my personal favorite. The Zepstro kit had come out, which was technically a better movement kit, but was pretty hard to get being a level 50 kit. So throughout the rest of Season 5 and Season 6, Yuzi remained one of the best kits in the game, but this was all about to change. The first update which started the downfall of Yuzi was the introduction of gloops. Gloops are items that can be bought for iron from the item shop, and they temporarily disable the abilities of certain kits. Nowadays there's a limit of 3 gloops that can be held by a player, but back in Season 6 there wasn't one, and there wouldn't be until August of 2023. This meant that it was much easier to stop Yuzi from running away. Additionally, the Flora kit was added in Season 7, further rivaling Yuzi's status as the best mobility kit, or at least providing an alternative that was easier to obtain than Zephyr. But it wouldn't be until Season 8 when the Yuzi kit was completely killed. So what made Season 8 so bad for the Yuzi kit? Well, in Season 8 the Forge was added, and players could forge weapons other than the sword, such as the Scythe. The Forge killed Yuzi in many ways. First off, the other weapons were stronger than the sword, at least in the first half of Season 8, and due to the nature of the Yuzi kit, the sword was the only forgeable weapon. Additionally, the new Scythe granted insane mobility, even outmatching the Yuzi kit in many different ways. The Scythe could also obviously be used with any kit, so it made running Yuzi basically pointless. And if this wasn't enough, Season 8 introduced what I think is a close second for the most broken kit ever. The Electro kit. The Electro kit is still great today, but in Season 8, it was like Season 4 Yuzi. There just wasn't anything better than it. The Electro kit allows a player to dash twice, dealing less damage than Yuzi, but it allows you to go through a player. People quickly discovered that dashing through a player and quickly hitting them afterwards led to extremely easy combos that even rivaled Prime Yuzi. Electro was and still is a difficult kit to play against, as it requires being able to read when they are going to dash, which isn't always easy. Season 8 was truly the lowest point for the Yuzi kit, and it became a distant memory of the past. The developers were frantically trying to balance the new Electro kit, giving Yuzi no buffs to rival it. The developers even gave it a small nerf, but this was mostly to give hammer users a chance, as movement kits easily comboed them. Things could only go up from here, and they actually kind of did. The Forge was removed in Season 9, making Yuzi a more appealing option. The Electro kit was also still receiving nerfs, but it still outclassed Yuzi easily. It wasn't until Season 11, 3 seasons later, until the Yuzi kit got a buff, which was only a small reduction of the cooldown. To this day, in Season 13, the Yuzi kit still hasn't gotten any buffs, and the only notable change to it is kit contracts giving you cosmetic rewards for using it. So what's next for the Yuzi kit? Well, as of now it's still a somewhat popular kit, but that's only because you can no longer buy Electra, or really any of the 4 other movement kits to outclass it. It's still the easiest movement kit to obtain, making it a popular choice, but I don't really see it ever reaching the heights it once had. But hey, maybe that's not such a bad thing. If you guys enjoyed this video, it would help me so much if you subscribed, as it took a lot of work. But anyways guys, I'll see you in the next video.